Now at 5, the challenges of 2020, a pandemic, and the deaths it has caused, the rising homicide rate. It's all become overwhelming for Marion County Coroner's Office. Tonight, the special request during this grim time in our history.
I'm Megan Sanctorum. Coming up, we'll tell you how local organizations are teaming up to make sure kids have all the supplies they need as they continue e-learning at home.
Why hundreds of families are counting on all of these vehicles in this drive-through for this holiday season. I'm Rafael Sanchez. That story coming up on WRTV.
From the station working for you, this is WRTV News at 5. Streaming now.
Hey, good evening to you here at 5 o'clock. I'm Mark Mullins. First tonight, new information from the Marion County Coroner's Office about what they're facing as COVID continues to spread. Last month, Deputy Coroner Afarina McGinty told the Indianapolis City County Council that 2020 has been a torturous year for the office, dealing with a record number of homicides, an increase in suicides, and deaths from COVID. Today, she told WRTV the coroner's office has dealt with 500 additional cases so far in 2020 compared to this time last year. And as COVID cases and deaths increase, their staff is on the front lines.
Our risk is more significant because we know that more people are testing positive, and because we have to go into residences where people don't know and haven't been tested, or maybe people in the residence have had symptoms. Our staff is still more exposed.
The coroner's office has requested additional funding for the rest of the year that would pay for more PPE for employees who handle possible COVID deaths. Last month, a City County Council committee voted in favor of that funding request. A final vote will take place on Monday. Now to today's numbers. The state reports 60 more Hoosiers have died with COVID. Those deaths happened between November 24th and yesterday. The statewide total now tops 5,700. New cases are on the rise again. The state also reported more than 8,500 new positive cases of COVID-19. Those results recorded between November 13th and yesterday. The virus continues to take an economic toll as well. Hundreds of thousands of new unemployment claims were filed again last week across the country. The Department of Labor says first-time claims were up again in Indiana. More than 23,000 Hoosiers filed for regular unemployment last week. Thousands of others filed for other types of jobless benefits. Nationally, 712,000 Americans filed for benefits last week. That number was down from the previous week, but it's still higher than any week in U.S. history prior to the pandemic. Those out of work are keeping a close eye on Capitol Hill. The clock is ticking for Congress to pass a new COVID relief bill before the benefits expire after the Christmas holiday, leaving tens of millions of Americans wondering how they'll make ends meet if they don't get more government aid. ABC's Alex Perchet has the latest tonight from Washington.
On Capitol Hill this afternoon, glimmers of hope for millions of Americans struggling through the coronavirus pandemic. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer announcing Wednesday they'll back a new $900 billion bipartisan COVID-19 relief plan.
We believe that with good faith negotiations, we could very well come to an agreement.
President Trump supports more aid, but it was unclear whether he backs this proposal.
Mr. President, Mitch McConnell says COVID relief may be in sight. Will you support this bill? Do you support the $900 billion?
Very close, and I want it to happen, and I believe that they're getting very close to.
The bill would be a big concession for Democrats, who previously proposed a $1.8 trillion plan. This compromise bill includes $300 in weekly federal unemployment benefits and $160 billion in state and local aid, something Republicans had been opposing. What's not in the bill is another round of stimulus checks, which financial experts say would ramp up the economy. Now, eyes are on Senate Republican leader Mitch McConnell. So far, he's been backing his own much smaller plan with the support of House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy.
Republicans' only goal is to get a bill done. We'll work with anyone who wants to work with it.
The scope of the COVID economic crisis is massive. More than 20 million Americans are now receiving some form of government aid.
Democratic leadership telling ABC News that there is a mutual understanding that the goal is to have a spending bill done by the end of the weekend and pass it either Wednesday or Thursday of next week. Alex Perchet, ABC News, Washington.
In Johnson County, a testament to goodwill and a call to action to step up to help those in need. People waited in line to make donations in exchange for a meal as part of a charity event to help two organizations. But before the event ended, organizers ran out of food. As WRTV's Rafael Sanchez shows you, that did not stop people from opening their wallets to help, even though they'd walk away without a meal.
One pork chop and one
pulled pork. 3 pork chop meals.
They're looking pretty good.
We haven't burnt it yet.
2 fried chicken.
We need 3 pulled pork.
Just want me to set it down right here? One vehicle after another.
FFA pork chops could not be better.
And they kept on coming. It means a lot to me to see this kind of traffic.
I'm just thrilled that I see cars after car after car over there.
This was the scene at the Johnson County Fairgrounds.
I like pork chops. And I like the way they fix them. They are so good.
It's going very well. People are extremely generous, as they always are.
2 pulled pork and 2 pork chops.
2020, much different than these pictures from 2019, when people filled Scott Hall for the annual Jim Rhodes Memorial Hog Roast. The pandemic meant no dine-in, so this drive-through key to supporting the Interchurch Food Pantry, which has seen a spike in demand, as well as the Good Cheer Fund, which alone plans to pass out 800 food baskets before Christmas.
And we anticipate it being stronger this year than it ever has been. The schools right now are sending me a lot of applications. They're really close to those families and they have a good pulse on what's going on. The Indian Creek FFA chapter and Malone's Catering provided the food. Franklin Rotary led the effort.
Careful with the bottom.
This in uncharted territory, as many were concerned that COVID would keep people home.
Other events that we've seen that transitioned to a drive-through due to COVID this year, they've seen about 50 to 60% of the contributions that they have in the past. There was not a set price on the meals. People gave what they could afford.
Thank you so much. Be safe.
In a year where all were afforded another option to work together. Working for you in Franklin, in Johnson County, Rafael Sanchez, WRTV.
So great to see that. Thanks, Rafael. The event was scheduled to end at 1:30 this afternoon, but ran out of food around 12:10. They were ready to serve about 400 meals and instead served 800 meals. Early indications showed the event raised thousands of dollars more than last year. Quite the effort there, Kevin. Kevin standing by with your Storm Team forecast now.
And I'll take you back to sunrise, and what a beautiful sunrise it was. I saw lots of pictures today, social media, everybody sharing their view. This is from Brian Roy out in Hendricks County of Brownsburg sunrise. Lots of color. We had a little more sunshine in the first half of the day. The clouds have really been taking over now from sunrise to sunset. The clouds, that steel gray view, certainly looks like fall, doesn't it? We've got a little break on the horizon to the north and west. The cloud shield is really from central Indiana south. As far as any rainfall, you see that down along the Ohio River. We would have nothing more than a sprinkle or two, maybe to Bloomington, Columbus, and Greensburg. Temperatures, they're in the 40s with the veil of clouds. I think temperatures will be warmer tonight. They'll be slower to fall. By the time we get to 11 o'clock tonight, 35 degrees with the clouds there and a light southwest wind. Temperatures around the region now sitting in the 40s. We'll be back to talk about that weekend and beyond coming up.
We'll see you soon, Kevin. Thank you. As kids continue the school year virtually, several organizations are teaming up to make sure they have all the school supplies they need while at home. They're assembling thousands of kits for students in Indianapolis. WRTV's Megan Sanctorum explains why some say having the right supplies is crucial to student success and how you can get involved.
The goal is to create more than 15,000 homework kits for students in need.
A complete whirlwind, tailspin, tornado.
That's how some parents describe going from e-learning to the classroom and back to e-learning.
Definitely been a rough one, especially with the kids, trying to keep their spirits up, trying to keep them engaged, excited, and hopeful.
That's just part of the challenge parents face.
In addition to all the other things that we're worried about as parents, not having to worry about school supplies or not having to try to fit that in the budget when we're now paying for things like increased utilities and, all the other stuff we've got going on.
But families and those at community learning sites will soon get a little help with the basics.
Pencils, crayons, some folders, paper, etc.
Organizations Teach Indy Teachers Treasures the Mind Trust and the Indy Host Committee for the 2022 college football playoffs came together to get all of these supplies for students.
It really is important to be able to stay focused on the teacher and in the learning. So if the teacher is teaching, you're able to find that pencil real quick and get started on whatever the assignment is. And so I think, to me, it's like not doing a ton to go above and beyond, but just making sure that we have the basic needs met.
Something parents say will make a big difference in student success.
I just hope that these things will kind of give them a little bit of hope and help them maybe feel a little bit closer to their classmates and friends, kind of help parents not feel as stretched, just financially, mentally, everything.
Working for you, Megan Sanctorum, WRTV.
The kits will be distributed at several locations across the city and at certain food distribution sites. Teachers will also be able to pick them up and deliver them to their own students. Those kits will also be available at the Mind Trust Community Learning Centers around Indy as well. If you'd like more information or if you'd like to volunteer to assemble those kits, check out this story at our website at WRTV.com. Still ahead here tonight, 'tis the season to shop and everyone wants to get the best deals, right? Well, coming up, the best deal days of December, so you don't waste your money. The Postal Service is going to be open some extra days to help you get your cards, packages, and letters to where they need to be when that all starts. Coming up, Kevin.
And we'll go from cool to chilly as we go into the weekend, but all indications are we're going to stay dry. We'll talk about our weekend setback as far as the temperatures coming up.
Holiday shopping is on many of your to-do lists right now, and we are in the midst of some great Cyber Week deals with more to come. Consumer reporter John Mattery shows the best days to shop in December so you don't waste your money.
So the month of endless Black Friday sales is finally over. We head into December now with weeks of new sales from Cyber Week all the way to Christmas Eve. Just like Black Friday stretched into weeks of deals, Cyber Monday is now Cyber Week, and it seems there are new sales every other day. So when will you find the best deals from now till Christmas? DealNews.com says Cyber Week is a great time for electronics, with many items that sold out during Thanksgiving back in stock. Green Monday, December 7th or 14th, depending on the retailer, is a great time to find sales at smaller stores. December 14th is Free Shipping Day, the last day for free guaranteed Christmas delivery from many stores. December 15th is traditionally when toy prices start to drop, and December 20th is when prices on winter clothing that hasn't sold starts to get slashed. But from the dozen that stink filed, the risk this year of waiting too long to order online. After Free Shipping Day in mid-December, you're pushing your luck ordering online unless you're willing to pay for priority shipping.
I would advise people to make it a holiday shopping event if they're not already, especially given that we've seen shipping delays all year.
That late, you may want to put your mask on and head to the mall. With online shopping up 30% this year, Amazon, FedEx, and UPS expect a crush of orders, so shop early so you don't waste your money. I'm John Mattery, WRTV.
And if you're doing holiday mailing, the Postal Service will have Sunday hours at select branches starting this Sunday, December 6th, and also on the 13th and 20th. About 24 post offices will be open in central Indiana, including 6 in Indianapolis. That's Castleton, Eagle Creek, Nora, Park, Fletcher, Speedway, and Southport. For a complete list and the hours, look for this story at WRTV.com. And speaking of holiday shopping there, Kevin, how are you doing on your shopping? Are you making some headway in that list?
It's funny you mention that because look what I have in my hands. And I just marked off 2 big names today, Mark Mullins and Amanda Starantino.
Well
so
said, perfect.
I shouldn't tell you, but you're going to get a barometer, and a hygrometer will go to Amanda.
She'll love that. She'll love that.
I'm telling you, folks, an ometer, any kind of ometer, thermometer, hygrometer, barometer, they're all great gifts for Christmas. Wink, wink. All right, let's go to the clouds and look into the clouds with our radar. Down to the south, you've got some showers along the Ohio River. They're not likely to drift too far to the north, meaning we'll stay dry. And those clouds will act like a blanket, whereas the last couple of nights, Skies have been clear and the wind calm. That has allowed cold temperatures during the longer overnight period for teens and lower 20s. Tomorrow we should be closer to 30. I just want to show you regionally, we're not in this alone. Much below average temperatures still continue for the central U.S. and the Northeast, even to the deep south, although they've made a nice little recovery. Just a reminder, if you've got great holiday lights at your house or in your neighborhood, don't be afraid to share those with us. A picture from Ryan McLean up in Hamilton County, but you can send those to WRTV.com. There's a photo contest underway, and you could actually win tickets to Christmas Nights of Lights at the State Fairgrounds. Temperatures tonight, as we mentioned, warmer, around 30 degrees for the overnight low. And the wind out of the southwest tomorrow will be stronger first half of the day. It will change direction later in the day. The southwest wind will help our temperature climb into the middle to upper 40s. But notice the wind direction change late in the day into tomorrow night. That will bring us our colder temperatures for Saturday and Sunday. 46 about 2 o'clock in the afternoon tomorrow with that mixture of clouds and sunshine. Temperatures southwest a little warmer. Bloomington, Columbus may well hit 50. As you can see, temperatures over the weekend, they fall back a little bit. 40 Saturday, Sunday's temperature 39. Both days look dry as the storm system seemed to pass to the south. Your hourly forecast on Saturday, 38 at noon, mixture of clouds and sun through the day, temperature of about 40 for the afternoon high. Second half of the weekend will be slightly cooler than what you're looking at there for Saturday. Let's show you the 7-day forecast. Although we're colder over the weekend, no Arctic air here, no big storm systems. It's pretty typical December-like forecast. Temperatures are in the 20s, though, most mornings. Highs generally in the 40s. But you see the trend by the time we get to Wednesday and Thursday of next week. Temperatures are on the upswing. And remember, the December outlook calls for temperatures to be slightly above average for this time of year. As you know, for 2 decades, we've held the RTV6 Toy Drive, and it's underway again this year. What we do is try to make sure kids in central Indiana have a toy under the tree during the holidays. And another new group is joining us this year, Churches in Mission. They serve Martinsville and Mooresville communities.
Churches in Mission is primarily a food pantry, but also provides assistance with clothing, household goods, hygiene items, as well as rent and utility assistance.
We've been around for 33 years, and we started out in Mooresville. And then the last 4 or 5 years, we expanded on into Martinsville. We really feel there's always going to be a need for people that are in need, actually. And so therefore, we want to be there to help our communities to get back on their feet. Our ultimate goal is to break the cycle of poverty.
And Churches in Mission was founded by churches coming together to work together and serve the needs for families in a way that single organizations couldn't, to really combine their services, combine their resources so we could serve anybody in need.
I think during the holiday windows, with Christmas in particular, people want to have an element of normalcy. And I know growing up as a kid myself, we always look forward to having family, gifts, and other, if you will, events of the holiday season. So we want to do what we can to bring that element to each and every family that we serve.
2020 has definitely been a very different year for Churches in Mission for the clients, not only providing assistance in a drive-through basis, but also for the volunteers, changing the way that they operate, masking, cleaning, doing all of the things that need to happen. We've really come together as an organization, and it's been amazing to see everyone put together what needs to be done in a way that makes it safe not only for the volunteers but also for the clients receiving items.
We're very grateful for WRTV and the efforts that have played out to be a part of the WRTV Toy Drive this year.
We get the opportunity to give these items to our families in need to make their Christmas brighter. It's been a tough year. It's been a stressful year for families. It's been a stressful year for children. And just knowing that they're going to have something fun on Christmas morning, knowing the smiles and the happiness that this will bring after such a tough year is amazing.
And welcome to Churches in Mission to the Toy Drive and doing great work in Morgan County. Saturday, we'll be at 4 area Simon Malls to collect your toys. You can see us at the Fashion Mall, Castleton Square, Hamilton Town Center, and the Greenwood Park Mall. Talk to the group at the Circle City Corvette Club. They'll be at the Fashion Mall on Saturday afternoon. Also accepting toys at local youth store locations. For all the information you need, it's pretty simple. You go to WRTV.com/Toy Drive. We'll be back right after this.
President Trump is in the final weeks of his time in office, but today he had the opportunity to bestow the nation's highest civilian honor on a man very familiar to Hoosiers. Trump presented the Presidential Medal of Freedom to former Notre Dame football coach Lou Holtz. He called Holtz one of the greatest coaches in American history. His 34-year career includes the 1988 national title at ND. Holtz is also a political ally of the president and openly supported him during the campaign. The 83-year-old Holtz called Trump the greatest president in his lifetime. Another honor, Time Magazine has revealed its first ever Kid of the Year, recognizing someone making a positive impact in the community. 15-year-old Gitanali Rao of Lone Tree, Colorado was selected from thousands of nominees. She's young, a scientist and an inventor who uses technology to help solve issues she is passionate about, like safe drinking water, opioid addiction, and cyberbullying. Her message to other youth? Don't try to fix every problem, just focus on one that excites you. She will be featured on the December 14th cover of Time Magazine. Congratulations. A family taking drastic measures to make sure their loved one is living a quality life during the pandemic, the steps they've taken and why. You'll hear this family's story tonight at 6. Just about everyone has scaled back on travel this year. Next at 5:30, the news about our airport that may boost your confidence to fly.